Hello viewers, Captain Breerton here and welcome to another flight simulator video. Today I'm going to be showing you how I get my how I prepare for a flight to in Microsoft Flight Simulator 10 using three different helpful tools. That is flightradar24.com, SimBrief and VRoute. So what I would do as step one in preparation for a flight in FSX, I would open up Flight Radar and I would take a look at the different flights going around, not just Europe but all around the world even. So just say if I wanted to go flying to Europe, or flying out of Europe, or fly in Europe, I would go and I would pick a flight out of all these. So the first aircraft we're going to be using is for PMDG aircraft. This includes this method works for the Boeing 737, the 777, and the 747, which PMDG just released recently. So what I would do, I'd pick a flight out of the hat. No, that's an Airbus. We don't want that one. What about this one? No, that's a 787. PMDG haven't done a 787 yet. Well, that's if they will get around to making one. I'm not sure if they will, but who knows? They might. That's an A320. We will get to the Aerosoft aircraft eventually, though. No, that's an A330. Come on, there's gotta be a Boeing 73 or a 777 somewhere. No. Ah, here's a good example. A Boeing 777 in the Qatar Airway liveries. It's going from Doha to Charles de Gaulle Airport. So what I would do then is that I would, if I don't have the livery for the Qatar Airways 777, but you can get liveries from the PMDG database, which they are very easy to find. But if you can't find a livery, there's plenty of them on AVSim, where you can easily find the specific livery you want for the airline route that you're doing. So we'll pick this example, a Qatar Airways 777 going from Doha to Charles de Gaulle Airport, which is just about near the end of its flight. So what I would do then is that I would put in the information. So it'll be QTR 78 Tango. Oh, I can only put in the 3 letters. So QTR 78 Tango, departing from, or actually before that, I'm not got distracted there for a minute. What I would do is I go into VRoute first, and then I would put in the information here. We're flying to Europe. Oh, France is not on. Yeah, sometimes this is a little problem that sometimes would come up. Sometimes the particular airport that you're looking for might not be there at all. So in this case, we're gonna have to live without VRoute. So what I would do then, without VRoute, is that I would just have to go with the route that VRoute gives me. But we're gonna put this in Oscar Tango Hotel, and it's going from Charles de Gaulle Airport, Lima Foxtrot Papa Golf. There we go. And it's a 737-300 EOR. So we put in the or not 737, a 777-300 EOR. So it's a Boeing 777-300 EOR, which is an aircraft I'm starting to like a lot lately. Well, the 777 series itself is an aircraft I'm starting to like a lot lately. So unfortunately, we can't use VRoute for this tutorial, but I might get another flight for the Aerosoft Airbus aircraft where it happily uses VRoute. Where I can easily find a route via VRoute. So we're gonna have to use the route here that SimBrief gives me. So I would take out the SID. I would take out the departure SID, because I like to put in the SIDs and the stars myself, just in case we have to make last minute changes before departure or before arrival into or out of a particular airport. So once I'm satisfied with the route, I go ahead and analyze the route. And usually there might be a problem or two saying that that the jetway uses invalid endpoints, or the waypoints you're looking for is not there, or it's missing. But in this case though, we don't have any of those problems. So once I am satisfied with that, once I'm satisfied with that route, once I don't need to make any changes, I just tell SimBrief to go ahead and generate that for me. And what I would do then is that this would be most important, especially if you're doing long haul flights. In my opinion, you would need. I personally started taking down. Bit of a silly mistake that I've made. We'll just tell it to regenerate, as I made a bit of a silly mistake there by pressing one of the buttons on my mouse that let me quickly use it wherever I want to go back to a particular page, or go forward to it, or go forward to another page. So once I'm happy with that route, I then take a look here to the fuel section, which is here. I usually try and take down the fuel because for the PMDG 777, because it automatically configures the weights and it can automatically configures the weight for me. The FMC, the 777 does, once I have the fuel. So what I would do is I put in the, I'm just going to take the information down, QT or 78 Tango. 78 Tango. Oh, and Alan's online. That's cool. QTR 78 Tango, going from departure, or put in depth for short, Oscar Tango Hotel, and arrival A or Lima Foxtrot Papa Golf. So we'll put that in, Lima Foxtrot Papa Golf, and then I put in the fuel and the zero fuel weight. Oh, spelled fuel wrong there for a minute. Silly me. Oopsies. And once I have the fuel down, I'm just gonna take down. Once I have the fuel up and displayed, I usually like to take down the maximum fuel. It's just so that I'm absolutely bang on perfect for the fuel, or just so I'm bang on perfect with the correct amount of fuel, so I don't have to worry about dumping the fuel or worry about running out of fuel halfway through the flight. So I put in the fuel, and then I put in the zero fuel weight, zero fuel weight, which is 237.7. That might automatically come up for me on the FMC and the PMDG 777, because knowing the PMDG 777, it's perfect for automatically configuring the weights and the zero fuel weights for me. So once I'm satisfied with that, if you're using, I would go ahead and download the flight route. Usually, if you're using a Freeware aircraft or any other payware aircraft that uses Freeware methods, you'd go for the default one, which is FSX and P3D. But in this case, we're using a PMDG aircraft, so you can download the flight plan especially for the PMDG aircraft by downloading here, and it'll automatically come up, and this will automatically come up as a, and then this will download. It'll download in about 5. It's just as quick as me snapping my fingers like that. But anyway, though, I would then, once I have the flight route downloaded, I would then go to program files A6. Basically, I'm going off to my FSX game library, and then once I found the FSX game library, I would go down to the PMDG section, go to flight plans, go to Boeing 777, and then I would put in my flight route there, and just simply rename it using the flight number. So I go back up just to get the flight number again, and it was QTR 78 Tango. It's just so I can put in the flight number once I'm putting in the route here. So once I am satisfied with the route, I can then go ahead and start up FSX, and then get the route and put it in. So I'm going to go ahead and start Flight Simulator 10 now. Just give me a few moments while I do this, but I'll be back to you shortly with the magic of video editing. Alright guys, welcome to the cockpit of the 777. So this is where the fun bit now comes in. We go to our FMC here. We go to FMC. We'll just bring the FSC up here. Enter internal position. So just go ahead and bring in this fun stuff here. Just basically run through this pretty quickly. And then once we've done all that, we can just go to our route, which is here, and we can say route request. In this case, we're going to do the 777, and we're going for this one, QTR Qatar Airways 78 Tango, and we'll just say request. With the PMDG 737, you get the route right away, but in this case, the 777 is sending the route back to the company. In this case, Qatar Airways. Well, not Qatar Airlines in real life, but Qatar Airlines in game. If you know what I mean. It's simulating what the FMC of a 777 would do. So we've got our route now. So we just go and say load it up, and there it is. There's our route, and once we're satisfied with what we got, we can just say activate it and then execute, and there we go. Our route is in exactly as it was on SimBrief, and then we carry on doing the rest of the checks of the PMDG 777. But in this case, we're not flying the PMDG 777. We're just demonstrating on how to I'm just simply demonstrating myself on how I would get flight routes ready for myself and how I prepare for flight in FSX. So now I'm going to go back to Flight Radar, and we'll show you now how I would get a flight route started for the Aerosoft Airbus A320/A321. Alright guys, welcome back to Flight Radar, and now this time we're going to go find a flight that uses an Airbus A320 or an A321. I don't have the A319 yet, but I might get it soon enough. But anyways, though, we are now just gonna pick a flight out of random. That is an Airbus A320. No, that's a 737. Ah, here's a good flight. No, that's A319. We don't want that one. Although we could use the A320 for A319 routes. We could. It's just a thought. Oh, well, here's a good one. Paris to Geneva. Using a Air France A320. Geneva, which is in Switzerland. So yeah, we could do that. And okay, so once I picked up my flight route, I would then go back into VRoute. And then I would go down to the code is Lima Foxtrot Papa Golf. Lima Foxtrot Papa Golf. And then we're going to Geneva, which is this one. And then there's only one route available, so I just press show. And then once again, I don't copy the SID or the star just in case last minute changes. But now here's the difference now. I don't use SimBrief for it. Instead, I go in and use Aerosoft's own flight plan briefing. So what I would do is, I do the same thing, go into Steam Apps Common. That's flat out 2. We don't want to go to flat out 2. We want to go to FSX. And there's Aerosoft. And now we go to A320, and we go to the company route editor, and we open this up. There we go. Okay. Now I just throw in this information real quick. We go to Lima Foxtrot Papa Golf, and this one is Lima Sierra Golf Golf, Lima Sierra Golf Golf 01. Departure airport Lima Foxtrot Papa Golf, ICAO code Lima Sierra Golf Golf. And then the runway, yeah, the runway, I think I can just, oh yeah, I have to put in the departure runway. So I will just take we'll just take what runway is displayed first, and we'll just put in 27 left. 27 left. And then I now paste the route here, like so, and then press save, and there it is, it's saved. So now I could just, so now I'll just start up FSX. Just let me quickly take down this. So, oops, LFPG LSGG01. It's just that the Aerosoft Airbus A321 or Aerosoft Airbus aircraft works a bit differently compared to works a lot more differently compared to PMDG aircraft, because it's not as advanced or technical, but it's still quite a fun aircraft. Well, it'd be just as advanced and technical as the PMDG aircraft. So I'm going to go ahead and restart Flight Simulator 10, except this time with me in the Aerosoft Airbus aircraft. Alright guys, welcome to the cockpit of the Aerosoft Airbus A321 in the Air France livery. Unfortunately, it's the SkyTeam Delta livery, and oh dear. Oh, that always tends to happen every time when I reset flight, but that can be fixed. Let me just fix that quickly. And there we go, fixed. Okay, so as you can see, it's the SkyTeam livery. I couldn't get the or couldn't find the normal Air France livery that actually worked, because it kept coming up as coming up in a dark, shadowy kind of color, which I found to be really annoying. But we'll get to the job at hand. So I'm gonna show you how I load up a flight using in the Aerosoft Airbus A320 as part of this video, and how I prepare for my flights on FSX. So remember the so we're gonna load up that flight route that we made, which is Lima Papa Golf, or Lima Foxtrot Papa Golf, Lima Sierra Golf Golf 01. It's gonna load that up, and there it is. It's loaded up. So then we go to our flight plan, and I'll show you in plan. And there it is. There's our flight route there, ready to go. So we zoom out and we press this, and we press one of these arrow buttons here. It'll show us. It shows us all the flight route that we are taking on this flight. And yeah. So now I'm going to show you how I would load up flights using standard aircraft or freeware or default aircraft, for example. So I'm gonna go back to the flight radar now, and I'm gonna pick out another example of a flight, and I will come back to you guys then shortly. Alright guys, welcome back. And today, and while I was getting the recording set up, I found one good flight using an Airbus A380. I don't have a payware. I couldn't find any good payware aircraft for the Airbus A380, so I decided I'd go with Freeware instead for this one. And as you can see, it is Emirates flight 383 going from Hong Kong International to Dubai. So what I'm going to do is so how I usually do something like that is like similar to what we did with the PMDG method. We are going to do something. We are just going to do this Hong Kong International. We're going to simply get the departure airport and the arrival airport as well. So there it is. That is United Arab Emirates, and it is Dubai. And as you can see, there is plenty of flight routes we can do, but I'm going to go for the more popular one, because it's the more useful one. And there it is right there. It's going from Victor Hotel to Oscar Mike Delta Bravo. So like with the so like with the PMDG method, we are going to use the we're going to create a flight, but we're going to create the flight that we found on Flight Radar, UAE 383 departing from Victor Hotel Victor Hotel to Oscar Mike Delta Bravo, and the airframe is an Airbus A380. And once again, do the same thing. Just copy VRoute. Just what I would usually do is just copy the information from VRoute, and then I paste it in here, analyze, and it's perfect. So like with the so we repeat the same process we did with the PMDG method, and we're gonna let this load up quickly. And there we go. Right, and then we look, and we're not going to look at the fuel this time because I've already demonstrated that to you. So what you're going to do is just download FMS, and unlike PMDG, you want to download the default one, which is this one. There you go. There's your file downloaded. So now we just go into Documents, go to FSX Steam Edition files. Or just FSX, the normal FSX files, whichever your directory is. And then now this is where the next bit jumps in. We're using a standard Airbus A380, which is a freeware aircraft you can get off Simvation and many other websites, or many other websites that's dedicated to freeware aircraft. But anyway, this is how you can load in the flight route that you got from SimBrief. You go to Flight Planner, and then you say Load, and you go to Documents, Steam Edition files, and there it is, right there. There's our flight. Now, some people well, I wouldn't say some people now. This is what caught me out the first time. When you say OK, this is what comes up. Do you want Flight Simulator to move your aircraft to the departure airport listed on your flight plan? No, you want to say no because it will leave your aircraft where it is. And if you do say yes, it'll take you to the runway and not leave you at the gate as it is. So you just say no, and now we'll open up our GPS, and there it is. There's our flight route in, and it's taking us straight over to. And it's going to take us straight over to Dubai. So that is. Oh, one more thing. Also, the third method that we used applies to also default aircraft and some of the other payware aircraft that wouldn't be as advanced or complex as an Aerosoft or a PMDG aircraft, but can provide just as much realism as PMDG and Aerosoft would while carrying on, while having default FSX / freeware aircraft methods. So that is my that's how I prepare for my flights in FSX. Just thought I'd give a little video on that. And I thought maybe I could pass this knowledge on to you, whether for those who struggle to get their flight routes sorted out, or who want to know how they can get a flight route started up without having to manually input the waypoints, before the flight starts. I hope you found this very useful, and if you liked the video, go ahead and give it a like if you want to. And if you want to subscribe, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. But until then, this is Captain Brierson signing off. Have a good one.